Now that you have your grid and limits set up, you're ready to start drawing. All of the basic drawing commands you'll be using to create objects can be found in the Draw panel of the Home tab, but keep in mind that it may be quicker and easier to launch the command from the command line or dynamic input. Most of the drawing commands in AutoCAD are easy to use with clear prompts in the command line. So in this lesson, I'll focus on the different input methods available to draw accurately. The line command is great for this, so I'll enable it by clicking on its icon in the Draw panel and then move into the drawing area. The prompt in the command line asks me to specify the first point, and the dynamic input next to the cursor displays the same prompt as well as the current coordinates of the cursor. I'll place the first point by clicking, and now when I move around the drawing area, a line is anchored there. Notice as well that fields for the length of the line and angle from the first point are now displaying instead of the cursor's position. These prompts are generated from dynamic input, so if I show it on the status bar and turn it off, they vanish. I find these prompts extremely helpful when drawing freehand, which is why I always work with dynamic input on. At this point, I can keep left-clicking to place points, but I want a specific length for this line, so I'll need to undo the last few clicks. Since I haven't ended the command, using the general undo command from the Quick Access toolbar will just undo the line. Since the command is still active, I could press Ctrl-Z to access the command's undo function and undo the last line segment, but note that I could also access the command's undo function by clicking undo from the command line, typing the blue letter, U in this case, and pressing Enter, going through the right-click shortcut menu, or pressing down to bring up the menu in the dynamic input prompt and selecting undo with either the arrow keys by typing the name or with the mouse. Once I'm back to a single point, I can lock in a distance by typing a value while the length is highlighted. For this lesson, I'll type 20, and now when I press Tab to highlight the angle value, you can see that the line is locked into its length. I can press Tab again to back and edit it, but for now, I'll set an angle value of -20 and press Enter to define the line. Note that the negative value was relative to the side I was on. So if I move the cursor to the opposite side of horizontal and type the same values, the line will be placed going the opposite direction. If instead of a length you have coordinates you want to draw to, you can do so by typing pound and then entering the coordinates separated by a comma or tab. I'll type 3, 0, and when I press Enter, the point is placed at those coordinates in the drawing. I'll undo the placement, and this time type the @ symbol, and then 3, 0 once again. This time when I press Enter, the point is placed relative to the previous point instead of at those absolute coordinates. By taking advantage of the various input methods, you'll be able to draw accurately to whatever specifications you need.